Hello everyone and welcome to the Initiative Order and welcome to our stream this evening of Alien with our show No Turning Back. Thank you for joining us. I hope everyone's having a okay day today. Before we jump into things, I'm just going to quickly go through our sponsors and tell you about some offers that they have for our amazing community, and then we will carry on from there. So firstly, we have Session Zero Clothing, who are amazing creators of D&D inspired streetwear. Do some really cool D&D-esque t-shirt designs, jumpers, hoodies, all that sort of stuff. Really nice people. And if you use the code ORDER at checkout, you'll get 15% off everything on the web store. So please do check them out. Next up, we have Norse Foundry, artisan dice makers, crafters of very cool wood, resin, gemstone, every sort of type of dice. They used to do a mammoth bone dice set, which was really cool. But again, if you use the code TIO15, you will get 15% off your order with them as well, off everything in the web store. And keeping the dice rolling, we have Mithril Armory, who have always been a great sponsor of the channel, and they're the creators of the Tin 20s sketch dice. They've had some great Kickstarters where they've had the Die of Newt and the Dragonheart dice sets recently that are really cool, really well crafted, really good stuff, and they do merchandise as well, t-shirts and stuff. So if you use the code initiative at checkout, you'll get 10% off everything on the website there as well. And then finally we have Umbral Oculus dice. These are handcrafted resin dice made by the channel's very own Taryn Valrook on social media. Yes, as you can see there, they are really nice dice. Taryn makes those on her website, and she even does custom orders. But if you use the code initiative as well, you will get 10% off a full set of dice from Umbral Oculus. So please check out the links on our page and everywhere and grab yourselves a set. That's it for our sponsors for this evening. Before we move on to introduce my wonderful players, it's only fitting that we say a few words, and it's not my place to do so. So Em, I will hand over to you.
Hi everybody. Yeah, we just wanted to address the fact that it's been a really terrible, dark day for a lot of people, and understandably so. And we wanted to staunchly put forward the fact that the Initiative Order supports abortion access. Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is a human right, and we stand behind that 100%. And we absolutely support bodily autonomy, and that's not going to change. And that is part of the Initiative Order, creed of inclusivity and all of that. And it's something that's important to all of us, obviously, with our cast as well. This is an issue that's very personal to us. And we are fully in support of people having access to the healthcare that they need. Yeah, and if anybody else wants to say anything about it, go ahead. But yeah, but that is it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yes, thank you very much. And just as a small caveat to that, if anyone does need to talk about anything, please feel free to reach out to any of us here. We will always do everything we can at the Initiative Order to aid and assist anyone and provide what resources and information we can to help as well through these times. So please don't feel you are alone in this. Okay.
Yeah, whether you know me or not, it is always safe to pop into my DMs. I will always be there to, even if I can't help, I'm always there to listen. So, whatever y'all need.
So, let's go around and introduce everyone at our table before we jump into tonight's pleasantries, as I will put that. So, first off, as you were the last person to speak, Taylor.
Hello. I'm Taylor. I'm at the Barbarian Barbie. So if you do need to talk, you can find me there on Instagram at the Barbarian Barbie, like I said, on Twitter at Barbarian Barbie, but the E is a 3 because someone stole my handle before I got there. And yeah, that's about it. But I play on the Team Drew's Basement channel every 2 Thursdays. So I'm there 2 weeks in a row, and then we're off a week, and then we're on 2 weeks, and then we're off. So I will be there next week as Jubilee, my half-elf rogue. And then the week after, I believe, I will be on that channel on Thursday. I will be on Old Men Rolling Dice on Wednesday, actually as a DM instead of a player, in a little kind of talk show thing called Prep or Die, where they throw a bunch of DMs into kind of like a fight to the death type situation and content creation, which is really cool. And yeah, so I will be all over the place. You can find me there. Thanks.
Lovely. Next up, going round the screen, Brick.
Okay, sorry about that. I was having double sound come out. Hi, I'm Brick. I play Lord Whitaker, the ship mechanic. I'm really excited to be back today. If you need anything, if anybody needs anything, once again, you can always feel free to reach out to me as well. I am always a shoulder to lean on or an ear to listen if anyone needs. But yeah, you can find me at With a Brick with 2 Ks. And yeah, I'm really excited to play today. I really hope I freaking live. I really hope I do. But I know it's probably not going to happen, but I hope I do.
We'll see. Moving on. M, you're up.
Hello, I'm M, and I'm playing your favorite gun-toting granny, Paige Rage Gage. I'm glad to be back here again and hopefully live. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Emily Irv, and here on Twitch as Office Goth. I've actually started streaming on my own channel again, so that's relevant this time. And I'm also the partnership and outreach manager for the Initiative Order, which I'm very proud to say, new development. And yeah, I'm on lots of things. This on Fridays, Second Star on other Fridays. Next week, I'll be over on Gnome Anne's channel playing Be Gay Do Crime, which is a very loose D&D 5e mafia one-shot. We're part of the Alphabet Mafia. It's a joke. Anyway, I'm very excited about that. But yeah, usually I post what I'm up to on Twitter, so you can find out there. And, you know, like everyone else said, if you are in need of resources, help, anything like that, I'm here. And I will fight anyone for you.
You are also back tomorrow.
Oh, shit. Oh, I am back tomorrow. Yeah, the one really big thing that I completely forgot to say. Tomorrow, here at the Initiative Order, for their day of Pride stream supporting the Trevor Project. Woo woo, we love the Trevor Project. At 2 p.m. Pacific time, I will be GMing on stream for the first time ever. I must have forgotten because I blocked it out of my mind because I was nervous. But I will be running Thirsty Sword Lesbians in a homebrewed ancient Greece setting where I made it even gayer. And Brick will be there, and we have a bunch of lovely other cast members that will be a part of it as well. So please tune in tomorrow, because it's going to be a great gay time.
I'm so excited for...
Yes, I'm so excited.
made my character today, and I'm just really freaking excited, everyone.
Hell yeah. All right, now I'm done.
Okay, next up, Bree.
Hi guys, I'm Brianna, but many of you guys know me as Utahime. I'm a cosplayer. I'm starting to stream back on my own channel soon enough. We're in the middle of a move, but stuff will be coming back on my channel, I promise. I play a variety of different games on my channel, so definitely tune in when I am live. And also too, I'm up to lots of different tabletop shenanigans. So if you want to check out what I'm up to, because there's going to be some announcements for some stuff that I'm a part of soon, check out UTAHIME, Utahime Cosplay. That's Facebook, Instagram. I do have a TikTok now. Whoa. And at Brianna DeCoster on Twitter. Actually, yeah, I should probably say I am now the newly appointed community manager for TIO. Obviously, as everyone has already said, we are an inclusive community over at here at 2TIO, so we welcome everybody, and if you ever again need to reach out to any of us, please do. I play Beatrice, or as everybody knows her, B, our sweet cinnamon roll, who's sometimes too inquisitive, but you know, she's doing her best, her darndest to be a part of this squad. Let's see if she survives. Also, trans lives matter. Just had to say that. Okay.
Yes. And last but by certainly no means least, Cynthia.
Hey y'all, I'm Cynthia Marie. You guys can find me on the socials at Cindancer or Instagram Cynthia__Marie. I'm in a bunch of different shows that you can find out on the socials. A few that I can't talk about right now, which is okay because they'll be announced soon-ish. Yeah. I'm also a mental health advocate. So if you have any issues that are going on that you'd like to talk about and you want to DM me privately, especially like what was going on today, I'm happy to be there for all of you. I will also be posting some stuff about how to take care of your mind in times of need. So just stay tuned to social medias. But today I am playing your fearless leader, pilot. Maybe there's a little bit of fear in there, but Selena, Spiderling, Cortez, holding up the rear in the group of us who are, we're going through a building that all the lights sort of just went out, and we discovered some blood on the walls, and I tried my hardest to escape, but I didn't. The doors closed on my behind, and here we go.
Yeah. I'll refresh your memory shortly. About what happened last week. I'm Danny, check for traps on social medias, part of the team here at the Initiative Order. By all means, drop into our Discord, come hang out, come chat, come be safe. But with this, our group are sat with bated breath and anticipation of our continuing story. So, let's roll the intro and get on with things. Okay, so to give a little recap of our past episodes and story to anyone that is new watching, this group of individuals here, led by Selena, Spiderling, Cortez, are on a mission of vengeance, revenge, and sabotage against Will and Utahime, the big corporation that has committed so many atrocities to the families and friends of our crew. All started with Selena's mother, who was killed a long time ago, well, maybe not too long ago, by, well, technically by Lydia, who's sat here, following an incident with Will and Utahime and a space station and some alien creatures. Lydia and her crew of ex-Colonial Marines were sent in to clean up said situation, and they did eventually. Things didn't go as planned, but they managed to get away with some information, which, after looking into it, changed their view on Weyland-Yutani, and they were no longer the good corporation that they worked for and the bad corporation that they wanted to take down. Selena, out for revenge for her mother's death, formed this crew that we have before us of Lord Whitaker, one of our fellow mechanics, Paige, who was brought on with Lydia as an old military friend, came together in an attempt to take down Weyland-Yutani, to show the known universe who they really are and what they are really up to in the shadows. After completing several guerrilla warfare missions, they took a moment on a space station to refuel, replenish supplies, have a drink, and get prepped for their next mission. Upon leaving, they had an extra body on board in the form of a stowaway by the name of B. A long-time fan of Selena. Very much fan. Who wanted to join the fight and idolize her Selena, her idol. So that's what they did, and they set up a plan and mission to go to a dead drop. So Weyland-Yutani have a dead drop archive where they store all their off the books research material on a planet that just from the outside looking in is a simple farming colony. That's what it looks like. That's what it probably is, we think, maybe. But that their plan was to go there. They had a couple of hiccups on the way, to put it mildly, but they made it to the planet, landed, and began looking around this farming colony for the entrance to this dead drop, like offline research facility. They met some of the locals, who were just happy-go-lucky, friendly people farming, not murderous androids in the many, who did turn rogue following an electrical storm and attempt to kill the crew. But you guys managed to get away, utilising a vehicle within this colony to escape the coming horde, shall we say, and get across the farming lands to where this dead drop facility is, which is in a bunker within the mountain range here. And you entered. You managed to hack the front door, as there was no security officer there. Open the door and go inside, but it was dark. There was no lights on. But you went in, and utilising B's remote control car with a radio strapped to it, you sent that further in and listened for any signs of movement or life, and continued doing that into the corridor, which was maybe like 300 feet, and then took a sharp right. But in doing so, the range was only so good, so you had to proceed in slowly, with Law, Lydia, and B at the front, Paige in the middle, and Selena was staying by the door. But as things progressed, you all kind of had to edge inside fully, and after you turned the corner, either Law, Lydia, or B accidentally tripped a sensor that was about 2 foot off the ground, so the remote control car didn't trip it off, but it caused the doors to close and seal to the bunker, trapping you all inside, with Selena unable to speedily exit as she attempted to, but was just not fast enough for these closing doors, and start to turn the lights on, which is where we had left things, with the lights turning on, and I described what you saw. So, to reiterate, the lights, these fluorescent lights along the ceiling, started turning on from the door inwards into the corridor, and as they progressed past Selena, past Paige, and past Law, B, and Lydia, you guys saw that this wasn't just a basic large metal corridor into a bunker. It was smeared with blood along the walls, along the floor. There were vents that had black mucousy like substances around them dripping from the ceiling. And as it progressed down the corridor and round the corner, you did see a mound of body parts. Torsos, arms, legs, heads, feet, hands, all severed from each other, but stacked together within the corridor. And at the end, there was another kind of bulkhead door to this bunker that had some writing on it. We left off with it being either maybe some red paint or maybe another red substance, and it said, "Do not enter, we are done." So that's where we left off, and this is where we're going to start. So you all take a point of stress, and then I need you all to make a panic roll.
Oh boy.
So to explain how that works, a panic roll is you roll a d6 plus your level of stress. So if you have 1 point of stress or 2 points of stress, it's a d6 plus 1, d6 plus 2.
Uh-oh.
Or however many.
Do we just tell you, or do we just tell you?
Just let me know the number.
4.
Okay. Okay.
2.
Mm-hmm.
7.
7. Okay.
2.
2. And B got a 1. So the only person affected, because the rest
Lydia
of you
is on her knees screaming, apparently.
So the rest of you managed to keep it together, seeing this grotesque scene before you. But Lydia.
Oh no, what are you reading?
Unfortunately, this kind of triggers a physical response in you, and you kind of gain a nervous twitch looking at the scene before you. So your stress level goes up by 1.
Great.
But also Law and B, as you're stood with Lydia, and you know, and having kind of seen all this and been like, oh fuck, and kind of taking a second, seeing Lydia's not really handling it very well, that kind of stresses you out a little bit as well. So Law and B, you also take a point of stress on top as well. So
I do feel like B would, even though she held it together, she definitely would have thrown up.
that's fine.
Because it's more than she's ever seen in her short lifespan. So definitely, I don't feel like she would have been fine about that.
Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
for that physical response to come out.
Yeah, in that moment, I'll kind of console B and like physically turn you around, so like when you're done retching, you don't have to look up and see it again. And just kind of try to be between both Lydia and B and try to manage to see how I can be most utilized right now. Is Lydia like okay? What's she doing at this moment?
It looks so much like last time.
What?
I've seen all this before, and I thought I was never gonna have to see it again, and here we are.
She'll like go over and crouch to you and kind of put a hand on your shoulder. What are you talking about? You seen this before? You like
Last
this
time,
whole thing?
The last ship I was on. Yep, I saw all of this, and I saw them, and they're probably behind that door, all of them, and they're going to kill us.
them?
And I don't know
What
if
do you
we're
mean
gonna be
them?
able to get away like we
Okay,
did last time.
okay.
They're
Hold
so
on.
big.
And
They're
I
so
grab
big,
your
and they have these-
face.
Ah!
All right, breathe. It's all right. Okay, breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now tell me, what do you mean by them?
They're 8 feet tall. They're black. They're very slick. They have huge heads. They have these tongues that look like tiny heads that will rip your brain out. And they are giant, and they make horrible noises, and they will just kill whatever's in front of them. And then there's the ones in the walls, the ones that are inside people, and why are we doing this again? Why are we here? Why did I say yes to this? I don't know why I said yes to this. Why did I fucking do this?
Does any of that ring a bell with me? Do I know what the hell she's talking about?
Nope. Well, no. You haven't physically seen anything she's describing, but during your times together, she has divulged this information and told you about these creatures. So you are aware of what they are.
It's not the first time that I'm hearing this description.
It's not the first time, but it's probably the first time to this level of detail and franticness.
Would I have recognized any of this from my mom's tapes?
No.
Okay. And we're all within sightlines of this, right? Even though I'm behind them and
Paige and Selena, you're not in sightlines of the mound of body parts, but you are in sightlines of the you can hear what's going on, and you can see the blood smearing everywhere.
All right. Over comms, I go, Captain, can you hear him freaking out up there? I can't. I don't have eyes on it, but something's wrong.
Yeah. All right. Let's get over there quickly. But I want to investigate something. And I speed up to get to Rage real quick. I want to investigate the line that triggered everything closing, because I want to see where that actually like came from, if I could see it.
Yeah. It is. So you will have to turn the corner to where Law, Lydia, and B are, because it was around that corner. But in doing so, if you make me a Comtech roll.
Ooh, refresh my memory again. What am I looking for?
So a 6 on a dice is a success. If you roll a 1 on any of your stress dice, that means you have to make a panic roll.
So good news and bad news. Good news, I got a 6 on one of my dice. Bad news, I also got a 1 on the stress die.
Okay, that's fine. So first make me a panic roll, which is a d6 plus your level of stress.
Ooh! Ouch. So on the die is 4, with my stress level being 2, so 4, 5, 6. I'm at 6 stress level now.
6. No, that's so you rolled a 6 on your stress die. On your panic roll.
On my 4, I rolled a 4.
You rolled, yeah. So you rolled, yeah. So you rolled a 4
and
plus your level of stress, which is 2.
It's 2, yeah.
So that makes a 6 for the panic roll.
Okay.
Yeah, your
Got
stress
it.
level is still 2. But luckily you managed to keep things together as you round that corner and see the pile of body parts. So you're okay.
Great.
But looking at this sensor that's triggered, it appears to be like a sensor panel on the wall with like a laser line that, if broken, has triggered the door to close on lights. Taking a closer look at it and trying to kind of, you try and pull it off the wall a little bit to see if you can see where the wiring goes, and it seems to go further into the bunker past the other bulkhead door. Like it's like a cable that goes like within the wall straight that way.
Does it look man-made, or does it look like it's part of the building? I know you talked about pulling off the panel. I'm just curious that if it's somebody who made it.
It looks like it was installed as part of the building's makeup.
Okay.
Not something that was added later.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that information to myself. Paige, we should probably investigate what they're freaking out about.
All right, I'll go first, Captain. I'll let you know if it's safe.
Okay.
And I make my way around the corner to where Lydia is screaming.
You also see this mound of body parts now.
Oh,
and the writing on the door.
Hey, I whisper yell to the group. Hey, what's going on? What is this?
And I was gonna say, you see me like kind of currently hunched next to Lydia, who's like kind of like rocking and screaming and like yelling, and then B is just like retching all over the place, but facing you while she does it now.
Splash zone. All right. Point it that way, kiddo.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
I know. You gotta harden yourself for battle. I pick Lydia up by the back of her vest because I am canonically incredibly strong. And I'm like, come on, Farrow. Just like when we were back in the Corps. Snap together.
You have no idea what we're dealing with. This is nothing like that. This is nothing like that.
It doesn't
You said it's
matter.
those devil things.
It doesn't matter what it is. The mission briefing's the same. We follow captain's orders and we complete this mission. We take this to the end. And over comms, I go, Captain, it's a real rough sight here. I'll warn you, but but it's clear for now.
Copy. I'm gonna head over. I'm gonna bypass my entire crew because, like, if I hear them freaking out, I'm gonna freak out too. So I'm gonna just bypass all of them. I'm gonna go straight to the body parts. I want to see how they were cut up, if I can even identify that.
You do not need to make a medical aid roll to look at this. They appear to have been torn apart.
Great. Torn apart, not
Torn.
lacerated, cut.
No,
but
ripped.
Torn.
Torn. Torn.
Is there any bite marks?
No.
Okay, so brute strength, got it. Is there any sort of skin discoloration, meaning that was there anything that like maybe poked them and like maybe poison kind of came out? You can kind of see that on the skin.
Okay, now you need to make a medical aid roll.
Excellent. Do I have that? I don't.
And am I able to help her? Because last time I would have known that they had acid that was corroding armor. They had things that were doing terrible things to people's skin.
You can definitely make a roll as well.
So actually, I will just pass it to Lydia because I don't have anything medical. So
Okay.
I'm gonna snap to Lydia. Come here.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me, is
Oh,
there
boy,
anything
okay.
weird about these body parts? It looks like they were torn up. It doesn't look like anybody bit them, so that means this was brute strength. I need to know what the fuck we're up against.
That is 2 successes.
Okay. So, Lydia, you take a look and you see that these are body parts that have been ripped apart, have been torn to sunders. There are no bite marks, as in a conventional bite, because you know these creatures and you know that the way their mouths work. There is a secondary mouth that's more of a piercing sort of injury, which you do see a piercing injury on some of the severed heads that are there. There are no faces, and there are bits of brain kind of hanging off, broken parts of skull. You don't see any sort of blemishing to the skin or burning. You know that these creatures, when injured, bleed a corrosive acidic substance that can melt through thick layers of metal and multiple layers, as well as, you know, burn through armor and burn when in contact with skin. But you don't see that sort of burning anywhere, because you have experienced that when on your last mission when Luke was splashed with acid, but you do not see it this sort of anywhere. It's from what you gather from your previous experience, these people were clearly caught off guard and had no chance.
Okay, so the good thing is the burning's not here. But you see these little marks here, they have second mouths that bite, they pierce things. So that's what that is. But luckily there's no acid this time, so I guess that's a plus. Maybe they can't do that. I don't know if it's the same kind. Maybe are they all the same? I don't know if they're all the same. I'm gonna freak out again. I'm freaking out. Okay, are we opening the door? I don't want to open the door. Do we have to open the door, please?
I slap her across the face.
Mm-hmm.
Calm your shit, Farrow.
You have no idea what we're up against.
I have no idea. I got it. I understand that. But we cannot actually get through this mission if you're freaking the frack out like this, okay? So what I need you to do is also go investigate what that substance is on that wall. Is that blood or is that something else?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take out one of my Napervels and shoot myself off.
Okay. That will relieve a point of stress.
Yes, it will, because I'm not good. Okay. I will go investigate the wall.
Okay.
Kiddo, how are you holding up? Come here.
I don't want to be here. I don't.
Come here.
Okay.
Come here. I need you to focus on your remote. I want you to focus on your little car. and I want you to go over there, point your car that way, and I want you to do some investigation over there, okay?
Okay.
Just look at your remote.
Okay.
Don't go far.
All right.
Farrow, what's up?
Did I examine the wall? Do you need me to roll
Yes.
something?
And
Okay.
looking at the writing on the wall, it does appear to be paint.
Oh. Okay. That's not blood. So, it's just paint, I think.
So do we think this is a ruse? Do you think somebody's trying to emulate what these aliens you've seen or these things you've seen at some point?
Lydia just looks at the bodies and goes, "No."
What do you mean no? I mean, you said that the stuff that corroded, right? People armor corroded or something like that, you said?
That's if you hit them, then it
But-
flashes. So
but
if
you
they
don't
were
see any
caught
of
off
that.
No, well, if they were caught off guard and these people couldn't fight back, then that's why they look like this. They just got torn to shreds and these things probably just took off.
It'd be a hell of a ruse if they tore people limb from limb just to trick us.
Yeah.
I'm not
Listen,
saying it's
Wayland
impossible.
Utani is all sorts of fucked, but I don't know about that. That's too far.
Yeah.
Well, this has been going on. Can I look around to see if there's like any scratches in the metal, any because you said there was black ooze dripping down from a vent. Can I investigate that vent? Can I like look at that and try to figure out?
You can by all means stand under the vent and look up.
Okay, I'm just trying to see like how fresh is that ooze? Does it look like it's coming down like something slid down? Does it look like it's pooling because something was sitting after it like went up? I'm trying
Yeah.
to see if it was an entrance or an exit.
So
point.
there are a couple of vents like this. I will say there's probably about 3 along the full length of the corridor from the front to the end. So from the closest one from round the corner where you are, it is so the ceiling's about 30 foot up, and this vent's about 5 feet away from the side wall. Looking at it, you see that the black ooze appears to have hardened and it is dry around there, but it does have like the stalactite or stalagmite, the drippy bit from the drippy bit that hangs down. I tried to say it in a non-gross way, but I probably made it worse. So it's got the drippy bit that hangs down, but it has hardened. But looking kind of at the vent and the surroundings, you do see scratch marks on the wall. And in terms of where they are deeper to lighter, it would indicate the scratch marks were to go up the wall, as if someone grabbed the wall to move up towards the vent.
Okay. I'm gonna move over to Paige. It looks like so, and then I'll like point to where the vent is. It looks like wherever they were down here, but it looks like they went up into the vents, unfortunately. So I don't know if they're still up there. The oozy things, even though they have the drippy bit, they're hard. They're not fresh. So maybe it has been a bit. I don't know if they've been around anytime soon, but it doesn't seem to be. That could be good for us, but we probably should care to move on in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'm for
before they
that.
decide to come back.
Lydia, how silently can they move? Would we hear them if they were in the vent?
Well, I mean, they're big, so they can be quiet, but I don't know if they could get past all of us.
All right, then we just got to keep our ears sharp. Captain, what's the next move?
Let's press forward.
All right.
I'd let my car go first.
What do we think this message on the door even means? We're done? What does that mean?
Play it a couple of ways. Like I said, if it's a ruse, maybe they're trying to trick people. I don't know.
Is there any leftover paint around?
Taking a cursory glance, you do not see any.
Where did they get the red paint? And why isn't it there? Did they take it with them?
Good question. If you were writing a message in a hurry, you wouldn't necessarily go and put your paint back in your supply closet.
And does it look like it was written hastily? Does it look like it was taken time with a paintbrush? Like
Yeah, was this one with a
I'm
finger or a
interested. I'm
brush or-
interested. Let me know about these paint strokes, Danny.
So make me an observation roll. Anyone who wishes
Yes.
to gain some more info.
How does stress play into this? Do I add dice
So
for
no,
stress?
no, yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, in terms of stress, so you will roll your base dice for your skill check, which will be
Okay.
your attribute plus skill, and then you will also roll a d6 for each point of stress.
Okay.
A 6 on any dice is a success, but a 1 on a stress dice is calls for a panic roll.
I got 1 success. My panic die or my stress dice are good.
Okay, cool. So having Law being a mechanic, but someone who appreciates the fine arts, you take a look at the message on the door and start to investigate. You know, was this done by finger paints? Was this a brush? Was this a flathead brush? Was this more of a stylistic choice or a fan head brush? It looks like it was done with a paintbrush, like just a thick paintbrush and written. It looks like it was done in haste, and you know, having a look round, being like, where the fuck, where's this? You have a look at the pile of bodies just kind of briefly for a second, and you spot a hand with a brush in it.
Okay. I'm gonna be like really close to it, just like going over it, and I'll convey, well, I was definitely done very hastily with a brush, like one of those thick ones, like the kind, you know, the kind that you paint your wall with. And as I turn around to the party, and you know, ow, and I'll just point to the hand. Wow.
Oh,
I
indeed.
guess we found our paint. All right. Well, it's still odd. And I'll like turn back around and kind of like look at it again.
All right, I think we should press forward.
But should I let the car go first, and then we can hear at least if something's coming?
Sure.
Good call, kiddo.
Okay, so to move forward, you need to go through this large metal double bulkhead door that says on it, "Do not enter, we are done." So someone's going to need to interact with the comms panel to open the door.
I was gonna say I could walk over to it. If I'll like stop for a second and just kind of look around and be like, "All right, me, all right," like go over to the door, and
He's gonna have the car like right at the door, ready for basically when the door opens for it to like zoom inside.
And if it's possible, I would like to try to see if I can contact my way through to only open the door like 8 inches, just enough to get the car through.
Okay, go for it. Make me a comset roll with a difficulty of 2.
Okay. Shit. I got a lot of dice. That's 2 successes, and I got 2 3s on my stress die, so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Law, you take a moment to kind of start interacting with the panel in an attempt to open the door only slightly. You spend a moment, everyone kind of stood waiting, watching, and you all hear the creak of the door as it starts to open. And it takes a moment. You hear the creaking before you see any movement. And a second passes, and the door opens 1 inch, 2 inches, 3, 4, and then it stops. and then you hear a creak, and it goes bang and pops to about 9 inches, and then stops.
I'm gonna have the car go inside right away. However much is needed for that, in order to just get that car inside.
Yeah, probably about 8 inches. Yeah, so you send the car in ahead, and are you going to basically go roughly as far as the transmitter range will allow you on the controller before it just careers off? Okay, so you kind of time the distance, and get it towards that edge without going too far, and it still has the radio attached, so you all can listen on your comms as to what is heard. And you hear nothing. You just hear silence,
like
and a little
silence?
bit. You just so you hear silence and just that little bit of kind of radio static, but nothing comes over that.
Standing like right at the gate or the giant door, do I see any like movement in the immediate little vicinity, any shadows that kind of come out or anything while the car is under there?
So with the door only open about 9 inches, that was not me, but that sounded amazing. You just see darkness. There is no light beyond the door, similar to how you entered this bunker. There is no light. You can now make the presumption that there are motion sensor triggers that turn on lights when there is motion within certain areas, but you do not see anything. Even with the little bit of light from where you are going in, it doesn't cast much more than maybe a 2-3 foot little bit of visible space through that gap.
I'll unclip my high beam flashlight from my little hip holster, and I'm gonna wave it at the other 3 and kind of like wave them to come over, and I'm going to just like in this wild fashion try to mimic and sign to them like, I'm going to flash the flashlight, tell me if you see anything under the door. She's just gonna like, I'm gonna send the flashlight, I'm gonna like lean down and just click on the flashlight and see if there's anything immediately under the door.
No, nothing. You don't see anything. You see another corridor ahead.
I don't want to go. I don't.
Can I have the like kind of where I'm trying to make the car kind of like move within, like even if it's just like instead of staying stationary, to kind of, if there is something in there, basically for it to, because of the fact that it's moving, maybe it ends up like attracted to the movement. Can I like do that, like where it's like even if it's doing like little donuts or whatever?
You can do that for a couple of moments to see if it triggers anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I want to do that.
Yeah, you kind of start driving the car around, doing little donuts and seeing if you can bump it into anything whilst it's in there, and you don't hear anything. All you hear is the kind of whirling of the motor in the remote control car, just kind of whizzing as the wheels turn. You do that, you stop for a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. No immediate sounds.
I'll open the door further.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going in. One of us has to.
Are you opening
It's the
it
only way.
fully or enough for someone to pass through the gap?
I'll open it enough for someone to pass through. I'll open it at like 3 feet or 2 feet. Somebody can like crawl underneath it.
Well, it's a side opener.
Oh, it's a side open. Then yeah, I'll open it just enough somebody that we can all kind of like shimmy through.
Yeah. Okay. So you go back on the comms and you open it, and it opens 2 to 3 feet in total. and the light from your room now kind of shines through and illuminates what is ahead, and you see a corridor, maybe 10 to 15 feet in height now, probably the same height as the door itself, and it's metal flooring and everything. You don't quite see the walls because of the width of the room, but you do see the corridor the flooring continues on, at least. So who's going in?
I look at Paige.
Slow and steady. And I'm making my way in, but being very conscientious of my footfalls and the noises that they're making.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How far in are you going?
I'm going to wherever the end of like the lights that have automatically been triggered are.
Okay, so no lights have been triggered inside this room yet. It's only the light that passes in from where you are. But okay. You get about, now that it's extended, you probably get about 8 to 10 feet in before the light stops.
All right. I glance over my shoulder and I keep going.
Into the darkness.
Into the darkness. Well, when you put it like that.
Well, if it helps, I have a shoulder lamp that I can put on.
Yeah.
And I'll walk behind everyone.
What do you mean everyone? Paige is the only one who went in.
Well, yeah, okay, so I'll walk behind Paige and I'll give like an extra.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you want to do that, I can. I'll follow up with my flashlight too, and I'll keep that on and just kind of pivot that in the back.
B will position herself with Selena.
Yeah, I was like, I grabbed Kiddo and put her like basically like behind me.
Okay. You all finally venture in. No, it took you long enough. So
we've gone from you.
One corridor
to another.
So you walk in and you get to this 10-foot point where the light from behind you ends. And with everyone stepping in behind you, Paige, you take that kind of one step further. And in doing so, you all hear a click, and then the buzz of fluorescent light starts to turn on again as you've triggered another sensor in this room. So the lights start to come on, and you see this isn't just a corridor. This is a room. The walls kind of go to that 10 feet point where you've reached, and then it opens up to more like a crossroads. But rather than it just being a crossroads and corridors again, there are rooms on the corners with glass corner windows, and then the directions lead off to other doors, to other rooms, to other potential corridors and places. As the lights slowly flicker on in this place, they flicker on in the crossroads corridor you are in first before the rooms start to illuminate. And it's just there are just two glass rooms on the corners that are facing you, not that you've walked from. That's just kind of a bit of corridor, and then it divides. The room on the left lights up, and you see through the glass window a desk with a computer terminal. You see a set of filing cabinets and a chair. And that's it. Look into the room on the right, which hasn't illuminated yet, as everything's slowly taking its time to light up. You see the light flicker, and you see someone stood in there.
Describe someone. Bipedal, shorter or taller than 8 feet tall.
Humanoid, really massive. What's happening? What's happening?
His head.
I'm gonna shoot.
Okay. Give me a minute. The light flickers, and you see someone stood there. The light flickers again, and then illuminates, and the fluorescence light come on, and you see a person, a humanoid, roughly 5'10" male stood there with a bald head. Just stood there. There is a computer terminal in the room. There are again some filing cabinets and some just general cabinets on the wall. And this person is stood there in a jumpsuit, bald head,
We're all
blank
androids
facial
bald?
expression.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it look like one of the androids from outside?
Someone make me an observation roll very quickly.
I have none.
Should probably not be me. I have one eye.
I have a lot of dice for that if y'all
Is
want.
B able to do
ahead,
it?
Go ahead.
You're
I
all
think
there.
Lydia is probably in the best observing position.
That is 3 successes.
Nice.
Okay, so with that, where's observation on the list of things? Yeah, those questions don't matter. So, looking, you see what appears to be a very familiar face. As it looks like one of the
No.
30 people you saw outside.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me Ray is hopping in the stream and we were gonna have more milkshakes on the chest,
Not
and
this
I.
time. So yes, you see what appears to be an android stood in the room.
If I wave at it, does its head turn? Does it look like it's on? Does it look sentient
it is
at
stood
all?
there. It is motionless. Its eyes are closed.
Oh, I don't know why that's extra creepy.
Can I know I'm far behind everybody, but I'm gonna walk up to it and punch it in the face.
Okay.
I will cover you.
Thank you.
Okay. So you will have to.
I'm stressed out.
B will take out her pistol.
I'm stressed out. I'm gonna go punch it in the face right now.
So you will have to
B's
open the
taking
door.
pistol out.
You will have
He
to
takes the
open.
pistol out, I aim it for her.
Yeah, because I'm like all like too high because I'm scared.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so Selena, you will have to open the door into the room, which is the normal door handle, and it doesn't appear to be locked.
Great.
So you open the door, walk in, and you just literally walk up to this thing and punch it in the face.
Yep, just boom.
Okay, make me a close combat roll.
Excellent. Probably break my hand for this, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Aha! 2 successes!
Okay. So, because you got one more success you need, you can perform a stunt. One of those being you can inflict one more point of damage. You can outmaneuver your enemy. You can knock or pull a weapon or object from your opponent. You can knock them to the ground. Or you can hold your opponent in a grapple.
I'm gonna show off because I'm mad.
So what are you going to do to it?
Oh, I'm gonna literally just palm, nose, and just watch all the, like, if it's an android, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully watch all the cybernetic, like, happen.
Okay.
Straight
so,
up.
let's just talk through this. So you walk over and you palm it to the nose. You hit it. There is an impact. It is firmer than you at first thought that the impact would be, because it looks human. You kind of hit it thinking, oh, it's going to be like a bit fleshy. Not so much. Luckily, you didn't break your hand in doing this, but you hit it and its head knocks back. It stays stood. It stays in the position it was in. Its head knocks back, and then stays for a moment like that, and then the head repositions itself. Its face is fine. Its eyes open, and you see its eyes open, like blankly staring kind of past you, and then they refocus onto you.
Permission to shoot its head off, Captain!
Granted. I, like, step back.
All right. I have so many dice to roll.
I take cover.
Yeah, fire in the hole! 10, 12, 13.
B is still standing there, like shaking with the pistol in hand. So that's what's happening.
All right, that is 1, 2, 3 success. 1, 2, sorry, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, and a 4 on my stress die.
Okay, cool. I will say for this instance as well, you do not take that additional stress point for firing your weapon because the surroundings you're in, the circumstances don't call for you to have your peripheral vision. Okay, so you shoot this thing with your gun. Selena, you step back to allow Paige the opportunity to shoot it. Paige, being slightly enraged, you don't move to position yourself to shoot through the door. You just shoot it through the glass. So the glass shatters from this office windows, and Paige shoots this android in the head. And its head goes like that, popping out. My NPC is now dead, so never mind.
I'm sorry, did you want to RP your NPC?
No, I was gonna. And this android drops to the floor, spilling white liquid, oozing out of its open wound, where its central processing cortex was.
Does it have a memory chip?
It did.
It's just obliterated now?
Yeah.
B's gonna shoot it because Paige told her to always secure the kill.
Okay. You don't need to roll for that. I will say you walk over and you literally just double tap it on the floor.
I did it.
Hell, you sure did. Well, there goes our stealth.
After the glass shatters, I want to make it a point to like really listen to see if I hear movement coming from anywhere.
Okay, make me an observation.
Oh no.
We chose violence today.
I got 1 success, and then I didn't get any ones on my stress dice, so I think that's good.
Yes. Cool. So the glass shatters and the body drops. B walks over and double taps it, and then we all take a moment, take a breath, and Lydia has a listen. And she listens out. And we're going to take a quick break.
Oh no!
We're just going to take a quick 10-minute break. Quick use of the facilities and to replenish our drinks, our non-alcoholic beverages. But yeah, stick around. We'll be back in 10 minutes, and we will continue this pleasant story of bonding and bullets, I guess. But yeah, we'll see you shortly. And we're back. I hope everyone else is refreshed as well, and have topped up your drinks and snacks if you have snacks. I don't have snacks. So, where we left off, the crew have finally passed from the corridor into another area. Only took them an hour. And you met. Well, you encountered an android stood in a room, minding their own business, quietly sleeping stood up, who was then assaulted and then gunned down very swiftly. And then shot in the head whilst you were on the floor dead, because you got to double tap those kills. So, you killed him. His name was Steve, but that doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, Steve.
Mm-hmm. But
He was on the job. It was okay.
So, the glass shatters, and when everything goes quiet, Lydia took a moment to try and listen out and see if she could hear any other movement, any other noise coming from within this area. And at first you hear nothing, Lydia. You don't hear anything. And then a moment passes and you kind of, like, whilst kind of turning around to focus your senses on different directions, you turn back to the group. And as you do, you hear footsteps coming from beyond a door to the left of this crossroads.
You hear that?
Yeah, what?
Footsteps? Behind the door?
On which door?
Yeah, if I listen
the
for a
left.
second, do we hear it?
No one else hears it.
No, I don't hear anything.
You
No,
want me to
neither.
use my car again?
I don't know if... Do we want to distract it? I don't know. We made a lot of noise.
Do we just want to wait here and see if we can bait it?
Do we want to bait it? Do we want to move before it comes in here? What do we want to do? Are we trying to kill it?
I mean, we do have the element of surprise right now, so we could get into a play in a better position than out here.
Your orders, Captain.
Yeah, let's hide.
Captain.
B's gonna pick up the car and then put it, like, smash it in her bag, and then try to find someplace to hide under, like if it's a table, anything like that.
Okay.
So this office with the window that we didn't shatter, is it like the window is like floor to ceiling, or
It's
it goes,
like-
there's a wall halfway up and then it's glass? Okay.
Yeah, so it's like waist high
I'll duck
wall and
under
then
the
glass,
wall. Yeah,
and it
I'll
would
duck
be a
under the
full
wall.
corner. So you're gonna hide in the room with the broken glass.
No, with the
No.
not broken
Oh,
glass.
the other one. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, the door again isn't locked there. Are you all hiding in that room?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can you all make me mobility rolls, which is what we use in this
I'm
game for
scared.
stealth?
Oh, jeez.
I got one success.
Okay.
One success.
Okay. One success. And Paige, two successes.
2 successes.
So I will say with 2, you can give a success to someone else, but everyone passed, so you don't need to do that. Or you can save that second success and use it as a +1 modifier on a mobility roll in the future. So you
Yes.
get an extra die. So
I
just
like
remember
that.
that. Okay. So you all crouch down in this little office, which has this waist-high wall and a desk to hide under. The door itself is, again, it's like waist-high before it's glass. And you wait there for a few moments. No one hears any footsteps for a moment. Another moment passes, and then you hear the door open to the corridor on the left, and it kind of like opens with the like shh, as it slides across, and then you hear footsteps slow
what
footsteps.
kind of foot are we? Are we hearing like? It sounds like big feet. It sounds like slow, stealthy human feet. Or what's happening here?
Or android parade.
Sounds like a set of size 9s. Boots.
Suspicious.
Walking in, and you continue waiting. The footsteps continue to the point where they're coming to the door to the office you're in, and then they continue past towards the office with the broken glass, and you all see those looking, should I say, peeking up from your hiding point, someone who looks almost identical, if not identical, to the person who's lying on the floor with half his head missing.
Steve, is that you?
Are you saying that out loud?
No.
Can androids cry?
Find out.
I think I've heard of that song once.
I was just thinking the same thing.
So
When I'm peeking out, does it look like it's looking for something? Does it look like it's like has a blank stare? Can I discern like? Does
What
it
its
look?
emotions are.
Does it look like it's looking for something?
So, peeking out, you see that it has a large object in its hands. And it walks over to the broken glass, puts the broom down, and starts sweeping up
Oh,
the broken glass.
Why do
I thought it had like a wrench in
it.
it. I thought I had like a wrench in its hand or something. It was just gonna start bashing us. So it's just cleaning up broken glass?
Yeah.
Why do I love him?
I turn back to Selena and I go,
I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
the window.
No shooting. No.
Talk. Yeah. Lore. You talk. Yes.
Okay. She'll pop up. So she kind of does like the shimmy thing where she'll kind of like shimmy into the doorway, and then she'll pop her head out, and then just slowly get up so she doesn't look like weird and crouched and gremlin like. She'll stand up and hello. Hi there. And
Okay.
I still want to be like behind, somewhat like half covered, just like peeking my head around the corner and being like, hi.
And I've scooted to right behind her and I have the smart gun and I'm ready to lean around and shoot him.
Okay.
Just in case.
Just in case.
So, Law, you say hello to this android that is sweeping up the broken glass from the floor. As you do, he pauses for a brief moment, kind of puts the broom down, sweeps like against the wall, and then leans the broom on the wall because he's like moved the broken glass to pile it up, puts the broom against the wall, kind of stands up in a nonchalant way, turns and starts walking towards you.
Hi. You don't have to get that close. It's totally all right. Can you tell me where the closest bathroom is?
I'm just trying to see its
He
reaction.
takes a couple steps, and when you say you don't need to get that close, he goes, stops, and he goes,
you okay? You can't really talk. Okay. So you can talk. So. Okay. Are you friendly? Do you want to hurt me right now? No?
I like look down at Paige. You don't want to hurt me.
Don't give him ideas. Lord.
Did he paint? Oh, I have a question. Did you paint on the door outside? The big metal door that goes this way, closes and opens. There was a message written in paint. Did you paint that? Do you know who painted that? No, it wasn't you. And I kind of look over towards Selena. Okay, it wasn't you. What do you do here? Do you just sweep? What do you do here?
He starts mauling with his throat. And after a moment, he opens his mouth and he goes, well, I do maintenance work here, and I have to fix some things. But that's what I do.
Oh, okay. I kind of do maintenance work myself. Okay, so that's great. Well, and I look.
Ask him if he's seen any big scary monsters in here or something.
Okay.
Or the pile of bodies.
All right. Do you know if you've seen any sort of monsters, any big creatures, anything that you think might eat a human, or have you seen the giant pile of body parts?
All staff have left the facility. Currently.
Okay. That's gravely concerning. Okay. And I look down at Paige. Any more questions?
I look at Selena. With the
Who does he work for? Who does he work for?
I pop my head back out. Who is your employer, by chance?
And you see him straighten up to say this bit. I am employed and created for the use of Utahime Corporation and their projects. I was built elsewhere and transported here for use on main maintenance purposes.
Oh, okay. So you work for Utahime. And I kind of say it to the back of the room.
Ask him what they're doing here. What?
So what are you maintaining? Your maintenance worker. What are you maintaining? What's going on here? What is this building? What's with all the other ones like you and the farm outside? What's going on here?
He points down. Someone has broken some glass. I need to remove and repair the window.
I mean, and I'm going to step out from the doorway. And before I do that, I'm gonna whisper to Paige. I'm going to try to subdue it. Do not kill it. I need the memory chip.
Shoot it in the stomach. Where's the memory chip? I'll just aim around it.
In the head. Just shoot in the chest. I don't need its innards.
All right.
Right?
Wait, so we're shooting 2 in the heart then?
You know what? Maybe this time you don't shoot it. Just until.
How about you watch in case something comes up behind it?
Okay.
Great idea.
Okay.
All right. And I'm gonna move out into the doorway, and I'm going to start. This is a terrible idea. I'm going to start walking towards it. So you, the glass is totally fine. How about I clean up the glass while you tell me a story? You tell me the story of who you work for, and what you're doing here, and I'll clean up. How about you take a break? You've done a lot. You're always working. Let me work. And I try to grab the broom. I want to get close enough to where the broom is to at least grab that first.
So you'd have to walk past him to get to the broom?
Okay. Is there a broom or anything in where I am by the door? Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to reach for the broom.
Okay. You walk past him, and he kind of just stands there and like turns on the spot as you do, and pick up the broom, and he's like, glass. I need to clean the glass and repair the window. Please, may I have my broom?
And as he says that, I'm going to try to swipe the broom over him and get him in a chokehold, and then scream to Paige.
Okay. He doesn't like you do that, and he just stands there.
Oh, he doesn't fight back?
No.
Okay.
Paige!
It kind of feels wrong to shoot a man who's not resisting.
Okay, well then help me subdue him in some other way.
All right. And I, shit, he doesn't have an off switch or something.
Carry him into the room.
I grab my combat knife, and shit, I don't know shit about androids. But I just try to. There's no good way to do this. I grab my combat knife as she has him in the chokehold, and they're all like skin, right? Like I wouldn't be aware of where.
No, you wouldn't be aware that it wasn't a human unless you were told. But it doesn't help that he is a little bit more pale than a normal, healthy person with blood would be, and he's bald. Completely.
I go to gut him with the knife, and I'm like, shit, he's really not resisting this right now. Fine, I'll carry him into the room.
Just carry him into the room. I got an idea.
Okay, I grab, since Laura's got the top, I'll grab the bottom.
So,
While they're doing that, can I investigate the desk when you get a chance?
you can. So roll me observation. Whilst you do that, Law and Paige, you pick up this android, and he just starts going, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. As you
Did we
start
find
carrying him off.
C-3PO or...
Who knows? 2 successes? Okay, so you look at the desk with the computer terminal on, and this looks like it's an archiving room with, I mean, there are filing cabinets there. There is the computer. So you managed to turn on the terminal, and it's like it is password protected, but it looks like it is connected to the whole kind of bunker system. So if you can gain access to it, you can find out more about the layout of this place, what information is held here, where information is held, and stuff.
But I can't get access to it.
It's got a password.
Question: can B go through the cabinets
Yeah.
while Captain is doing her thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like nosy, because it's something B would do.
Yeah. So you head over whilst Selena's doing that. But you head over to the cabinets and you grab the handle and pull, and they are locked.
Are there any like cords or anything in the room for any of the electronics?
There are, yeah. There's like a lamp on the desk that's like plugged into the wall. So you could probably pull that off.
B, grab some cords so we can tie them up. But something that an android preferably couldn't break through. Like, I don't know, a cable, a cord.
What do I see?
The lamp with its cable plugged into the wall. That's probably the only thing close to hand you
Okay.
could get.
Yeah. B's going to try to use her boot knife to try to like, obviously, unplug, like not having it plugged. Let me specify. Not gonna electrocute herself, and then cut it.
Okay.
She's not that slow.
Okay.
Just a little bit sometimes.
So yeah, you unplug it from the wall and you cut the cable right at the base of the lamp, so you get the full length, and you have maybe 1.5 meters of cable, probably enough to wrap round and fasten.
Okay. And then she's gonna like run that up over to Paige.
Yeah, I'll shimmy him into the chair while Paige.
I'll take his arms and put them behind the chair, and I'm gonna tie them with the lamp cord.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, how was that cabinet locked? By the way, is it like those little file cabinet?
Yeah,
little
like a little key.
locks?
Yeah.
Because B would go back to it to try to see if she can stick her knife to open it.
Okay. I will say, make me a survival roll
Not
for
too
that.
bad. All right. Okay. Survival. Not too bad at these. Okay. But apparently, no successes.
Okay.
So I am bad, apparently.
So you start kind of jabbing your knife in and wiggling it about, but it doesn't seem to be doing too much. You've got the idea of what you need to do, but you're just not quite skilled enough to manage.
Dang it. She puts her little boot knife away.
Okay. So what's everyone else up to?
Can I try to boot up the computer?
You can try if you want. Yeah, the computer's on. Obviously, it just has this a password protection on it.
Would I would still have the information from the last mission
Yes.
that I was on. So am I able to stick that chip in, see if it kind of just tops in, does its thing?
You can, yes.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So you plug in the data drive that you secured, and at first the screen doesn't do anything, but then it pops over to a different display, and it says uplink Y/N.
Yes.
Okay, you click that, and then you just get like a progress bar on the screen, and you see it kind of like whirling through, and then little like numerical numbers and like file names popping across, some of which you recognized from when you previously looked at it, and after a couple of moments it kind of the progress bar reaches its end, and it boots up, the data that you had received previously and you had looked at, but it appears to be laid out differently within this system, and there is a minimize kind of button at the top. You click that and you are now on an open desktop.
Oh, okay. What's there?
There is let's see. So there's a couple of folders, one listed as bin, one says lunch orders, one says memes, and then one says work.
I'm gonna check the lunch orders first. I'm suspicious.
Okay. You open that folder, and inside is one text file.
If it just says like turkey wrap, I'm gonna be so mad, but I'm gonna open it anyway.
You open it, and you see a list of 5 names. Next to each name is it says the word water, and then there is another dash, and next to that you have a meal request.
Okay, any names that I or we would recognize?
For Lydia, no. For Selena, no. For Paige, no. For Law, no. For B, one name rings a bell.
any of you ever heard of, and I'm just gonna read down the list.
So going down the list, there is a David, there is a Frank, there is a Stephanie, there is a Harriet, and then there is another name that doesn't ring a bell to anyone. But Beatrice, you hear it and you're like, hold on a minute. I've heard that name before, but I don't know where. I don't know where I've heard that. But you do, at first you're like, oh, I know that name. Who is that? But then it's just, it kind of passes in your mind. And you forget.
I asked what the name was.
If you give me a moment, I will try and remember it. But what are you doing with this android while I get this name up?
All right, buddy. Don't struggle. I mean, you're not struggling, but don't start now. Get him, Lore.
All right. We just want to know what's going on with this building. That's it. That's it. We just need your cooperation. We just need a little bit of help. You scratch our back, we'll scratch your back. You know how these things go. Come on.
I need to fix the window.
Windows being fixed. Don't worry. There's already another one of you on it. Don't worry. You're on your lunch break now. You can talk to us.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, like I was saying, what do you perform maintenance on? We're just trying to make sure that you know how to do your job and we know what you do.
I'm here to repair issues with the facility's structure.
But what's inside the facility? Like why are you all here doing the farming, but there's no farming? Like what are you doing?
What farm?
Outside.
Outside?
There's like what was it, like a half hour or 40 minutes away, or like how far away was it? Like a half hour away. There's a bunch of you, and I kind of like vaguely gesture to him, like there's a bunch of you over there like farming, but it's dead. The ground is dead, and then
that might be out of his scope of things he's allowed to know.
But they're all the same person. Don't they all like do the same thing technically? Or wouldn't they be all into the same thing?
I mean, I don't know how much information they're all allowed to have.
All right. Okay. So this building, where is like where do you take your breaks? Where's your home base? How far away is that from this point? Are we close?
It is, you go through. He tries to point, but obviously his arm's stuck behind his back. So he kind of like through the door. You then go straight, left, right, straight, left, right, straight, right, left, straight, down, left, right, straight, down.
Okay.
Up.
So it's what you're saying is it's not close. All right. And
do
I
you
look
know
over...
the purpose of this facility?
This is a Wayland Utahime Corporation research archive.
And what are you researching?
I don't know.
Is that above his scope? Okay, so
Oh,
that's above
This
his
is an
scope.
archive. We
Okay.
store things and
Store? What are you storing?
archives, research.
Okay, so we're just in a loop.
Where are the archives?
You go straight, left, right,
Oh,
right,
Lord.
straight.
We're gonna have to bring him.
Oh, we are gonna have to bring
He's
I'm gonna
Cortez.
walk up. I'm gonna ask. Do you clean up the dead bodies too?
Oh, he has no idea about the dead bodies. He has no idea about the door either.
All staff of this facility have exited.
When you say exited, Lydia's just clicking around on the computer. I'm double checking everyone's lunch orders and judging them. When you say everyone has exited, do you mean like they told you that they were leaving and then you didn't get any more orders, or they just suddenly stopped giving you orders because they died?
There are no Utahime registered employees currently within the facility.
So whose bodies are in the hallway?
Do I need to clean something up?
I mean, yes.
Should we take him to the bodies to see if we can confirm?
If we bring you to them, can you? What if are they wearing badges? Maybe.
I was
If they
like,
would
yeah,
actually be able to identify them.
Sure, but I'm putting him on a leash. Or fingerprints.
We can just push him in the chair. It's a rolly chair. I'm making it.
Yeah.
A rolly chair.
Never mind. Yeah, we can push him.
Just push him in the chair.
Perfect. Yeah, we should probably let him know what's going on since he's the mess cleaner upper. All right, buddy, we're going on a field trip.
Oh. Do I need to bring some equipment?
What equipment? Like, what do you have?
Well, do I need a mop? Do I need a bucket? Do I need
No. And we just start pushing. I'm just gonna start pushing him out of the door. Back to back to the bodies.
Before you do that, briefly, the final name that was listed on the lunch order was a Juno Ward. B, you recognise that name as a name you heard from back home. Potentially someone that maybe worked with your dad.
What? Lydia, what was the last few names again?
Well, the very last one is that what you're asking for? It's Juno Ward.
I don't know why the name sounds really familiar. Like back home. I don't know if it was mom or dad. Maybe dad?
Did your parents work for Wayland Utahime?
Well, my dad did.
Oh.
Well, that's an interesting development. I'll let the captain ponder that one.
When you say your dad did work for Wayland Utahime, does that mean he does not work for them anymore?
I want to talk about it.
I think we might need to talk about it.
Lydia, why don't you take her for a walk?
Yeah.
A small walk. I'm gonna look
Don't
into
kill
the
her.
computer.
Well, why would I kill her?
I don't know, I just felt like I should say it just in case.
Yeah, you want to take a walk? Oh, as I'm throwing my dice across the room, Lydia holds her hand out for B.
All right. Well,
She takes it.
when Lydia leaves, I'm gonna go to the computer and start doing some more investigative research outside of lunch orders.
Okay.
We have to go for the hard-hitting questions first. What is everyone eating?
Tuna or turkey? Got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Lydia, are you taking B with Paige and Law to take this android outside? Are you gonna follow them?
We'll supervise from like a couple feet back. We're not gonna get in the way, but we'll be there.
Okay. So, whilst Paige and Law wheel this this android out to the exit of the bunker where the bodies are piled up. Selena, you start looking on the computer beyond lunch orders. Start seeing if you can dig anything up on the names that have been read out. Make me a comtech roll.
One success.
Okay, cool. So you spend a moment kind of sifting through files and stuff and looking through the work folder away from the memes and the food orders and the bin. And in there are a ton of files, a ton of different like data entries and stuff. And you see that there's a list at the top that says to-do list, just a small text file. And you open it and it says input latest drives into archive. So then coming out of that document, looking at the rest, you realise these are all data drives and bits of information that are to be logged into. Oh, before I smash my mic, that are to be logged into the archive to be processed and stored. And following B's reaction to that name, you do a localized search for Juno Ward, and you find one file listed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's there. It's Juno Ward entry, such and such a thing with a date.
Can I click on it?
You
Open
can.
it? Yep.
You double click, and it is an audio file.
Project New Genesis Research Log Number 12. This is Lab Technician Juno Ward speaking. Location, Usin Prime XV Research Facility, Weyland-Yutani Bioweapons Division. I could get into the ethics of that, but I think I'll just save that for my personal log. My unit has been attempting to splice the genes from a creature codenamed XX121 Prehost, aka Facehugger, with other animal DNA. We've been using the facehuggers from creature eggs brought to us from Central and are splicing these creatures' genes with other animals in hopes of keeping the facehuggers alive for longer outside of these eggs prior to host gestation. It's been a bit of an uphill battle until today. Chief Research Officer Samuel Kiddo has finally managed to splice the DNA of the facehugger with that of a desert rodent. Preliminary tests suggest that this will make them more resilient and therefore able to survive in squalid conditions. The team and I are excited. We'll be even more excited if we can replicate these results. The possibilities are almost endless if we are able to. I will send this log and data back to the Central Research Facility for filing and archiving. I have to get back to the lab to run some more tests. So, this is Juno Ward, signing off.
And it ends.
What the? Oh, jeez. Okay. Well. Okay. Sorry. As a player, I know what a facehugger is, and fuck! But I don't think Selena knows what a facehugger is, so let me snap back into that. Okay. I'm gonna do some research. What is a facehugger?
Luckily, because of the data you had received previously, which has a bit of information on this, you managed to look into it and find that a facehugger is part of the evolutionary phase of these creatures. There is an egg type structure that has these creatures inside in a sort of hibernation period. When the eggs sense the presence of organic life in the area, they take this facehugger out of hibernation, and it is then awakened, and when this organic life is close enough, the egg opens and the facehugger will then exit of a fashion and attach itself to the organic life to then impregnate with a host said organic life with what will be the different stages of the creature's lifespan from infancy where it will gestate within the host, taking on some of its DNA and attributes, until it is of age to leave in the most direct route from its host body, where it will continue to grow to full adolescence.
Okay. Couple. God, I have so many questions here. Okay, so I want to be able to take this drive because this is pretty damning evidence that I need to bring forth. In the general sense, if I survive all of this, have I heard about face huggers within my mom's tapes?
No. Your mom's tapes were mainly prior to her last mission.
Okay. Then I need to talk to Lydia about that.
Yes, and again, Selena, you were the only one present when that recording was played. Everyone else had gone with their new friend outside.
Yeah. Can I pull the hard drive from this computer?
You could, but by pulling the hard drive wouldn't give you the data because it's more stored on like an intranet system. But you can definitely transfer data that is in this folder to the drive that you have that Lydia connected.
Yep.
So it's going to take a couple minutes. It'll take a couple minutes to do that. Whilst you do that, and you've been listening to that, we will return to the rest of the party, who were taking their new friend to see the carnage in the entryway. So what's happening?
Behold this spectacle.
As we like wheel him into the room.
Preferably tell us what the hell happened here.
Oh my, I definitely need a mop, bucket, water, disinfectant, maybe a cloth, and a bag or receptacle. Please can you provide these and I will continue with my duties.
These the Whalen Utahime employees you said weren't here anymore?
He kind of leans forward on his chair, looks down and goes, I believe that is most of them.
Can you identify any of them?
Not by name. I wasn't. They never spoke to me. I just know their clearance levels.
Clearance levels. If does that mean they have the badges on them? Do they all have the swipe, or do they do it by print?
From looking, you can't see any badges, but the bulk of the torsos are kind of at the bottom of the pile, so you would probably have to do a little bit of digging to find if there are badges.
I'm okay with it.
Is Lydia just digging through the body pile now? Did you just dive in there?
Just shoving them off the top of the pile.
Oh, hell, Lydia. Little respect for the dead.
They don't know.
So,
am I finding any badges?
You managed to find one badge.
Is it just like one of the ones that it's just like a badge that you swipe and there's nothing on it, or it's got like a picture with a name?
It appears to be just a swipe card with numbers on rather than any names or photographs.
Can you scan this and let me know if it do you do that? Do you scan things? Where can I put this?
In a door.
And okay, I will walk up to whatever door looks like it has this contraption to swipe or scan or.
So you would have to go back into the previous kind of foyer area you were, and then you would go to one of the 3 doors there to try it.
Okay.
But which 3 doors do you try?
Have we tried any of them before?
No. He came out of one, the one on the left. Then there is one ahead and one to the right.
I will try the one that he came out of.
Okay. So you head over to that door. There is a small porthole window in that door. You don't see anything through it. You see light and a corridor, but you don't see anything. You swipe it and the door, and it kind of goes ding, and the door opens.
Is there like a screen or anything above it that says who swiped the card? Is there anything that reads
There is a small screen, but
name?
it just says access granted.
Shoot, okay.
Selena, you see Lydia walk past you, the room you're in, and swipe a card at the door, and it opens.
What are you doing?
I stole a dead person's badge.
Come here a second.
I was trying to figure out whose, I was trying to figure out whose it is. It doesn't tell me when I swipe, so.
Interesting. Question for you.
Uh-huh.
Details about my mom's death.
Why?
Sit down.
There's no chair, they took it.
It's okay.
Lydia will
That's
just
fine.
sit cross-legged on the floor. Captain
What?
says sit, she's gonna sit wherever she can.
What exactly killed her?
Well, if I remember right, and my therapist says that sometimes I might not, because I have repressed most of it because it was horrendously bad. She was stuck to a wall and something was crawling out of her chest.
Out of her chest. Okay. It didn't. Nothing that would resemble something hugging a face.
I wouldn't have seen any remnants of anything on her face. Would I have at any
You
point?
wouldn't have seen anything on her face. You may have seen one on the floor, non-moving, but you may have mistaken it as just part of the organic matter that was in the room.
Right, like I
Because
wouldn't
there
have
were
even
eggs,
known that
but there
that's
were
where
no
it would have come
you
from.
hadn't
It
seen
was
any
just
of those.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay. I say this with the utmost respect for you
Uh-oh.
and heartfelt. I'm sorry for blaming you for my mother's death.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm sorry I had to do it. She asked me to. I wasn't gonna leave her there like that. It wouldn't have been right.
You did the right thing. I just found some information that Utahime has here about this research facility, and they were breeding fucking face huggers.
Oh, you got past the lunch orders? Wait, a what? They're breeding what?
Face huggers. So evidently the evolution to these things is they have eggs, they hatch the eggs, they turn into face huggers, and this research facility was here to breed with rodents to find a host. And so what I think may have happened was my mother was a host.
Well, if we're talking eggs, I have seen plenty of those. In the room she was in, they were everywhere, and there were like all this organic matter on the wall that she was like in, and the eggs were I think I might have watched one hatch if I remember right. So the face hugger comes after the egg then?
It's what I heard on these recordings.
So I think I do know what they look like.
So I need you and the team to carefully look through the rest of this facility to ensure that there are no more eggs. Because what I think ripped apart those bodies was these hybrid research things.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
As I bring that up...
Oh, wait, I do have a question. So, who on the recording? Who was it?
Just a researcher.
Because B said that she knew one of the names
What
on
name?
the lunch order. I forgot it already.
You know Ward, right?
Oh yeah, Juno Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just a random researcher.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's good. Because
Who was who did she say Juno was to her?
maybe that her dad or mom knew who they were. She just said the name sounded familiar. She wasn't really sure where she knew it from.
I'm sorry. One more time, say that again.
She wasn't really sure where she knew it from. Just that it sounded familiar. Maybe her mom or dad knew who it was at some point.
Interesting.
Why?
Because I think so I listened to this recording and it was all a lot, so I only got to listen to it once. So maybe this facility wasn't a research facility for what I just said, but it might be actually for a settlement. So if B recognized the name, I'm actually rather curious if that's actually somebody related to her or something. And B might know more about this than we think.
Okay. Well, I left B standing in front of the pile of bodies so I could test this badge. So I'm going to go back and retrieve B. So yeah.
Can you bring her to me?
Yeah. Lydia will get up and scurry out of the room. Go grab B.
Okay.
Hey,
Ask
B.
me? Yeah.
Captain wants to see you for a second.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
I don't think you did anything. She just asked to see you.
Oh, okay. And
Doesn't seem mad.
I hope not. She really scares me sometimes with her eyes. And then the B's gonna go and like kind of hurry, like scuttle over to where Captain would be.
Sit.
She like automatically plops on the floor, cross-legged.
Question for you. What was your mom like?
My mom was always really nice, and everyone really liked her because she would bake different things for people, and she spent a lot of time with me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we would play when she wasn't doing her housework and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You miss her? Yeah, I miss mine too. What about your dad?
He wasn't really around.
No?
He was always busy with work. But Mom said that he had to do important things. He was helping. Like,
helping what?
He was studying like rocks or minerals and stuff to try to help make sure that the area, we could live as far as the colony is concerned.
That's what your mom said?
Mm-hmm.
Did I tell you what my mom did?
Isn't she like you?
I was a lot like her. Yeah, she was a pilot. She worked for Whalen Utahime too. She carried out a lot of different missions. Helped them out. And was killed. Do you want to know why?
Bad people.
Mm-hmm. You want to know who was bad? Samuel Kiddo.
How do you know my dad?
Because he works for Whalen Utahime, who helped breed these things that killed my mom.
That's no, Mom. Mom wouldn't have let him do that. That's no. That's a.
I play her
There's
the
no
recording.
no.
Would you like me to play it again?
Project New Genesis Research Log number 12. This is Lab Technician Juno Ward speaking. Location, Utahime Prime XV Research Facility, Utahime Bioweapons Division. I could get into the ethics of that, but I think I'll just save that for my personal log. My unit has been attempting to splice the genes from a creature codenamed XX121 Prehost, aka Facehugger, with other animal DNA. We've been using the facehuggers from creature eggs brought to us from Central and are splicing these creatures' genes with other animals in hopes of keeping the facehuggers alive for longer outside of these eggs, prior to host gestation. It's been a bit of an uphill battle until today. Chief Research Officer Samuel Kiddo has finally managed to splice the DNA of the facehugger with that of a desert rodent. Preliminary tests suggest that this will make them more resilient and therefore able to survive in squalid conditions. The team and I are excited. We'll be even more excited if we can replicate these results. The possibilities are almost endless if we are able to. I will send this log and data back to the Central Research Facility for filing and archiving. I have to get back to the lab to run some more tests. So, this is Juno Ward, signing off.
Your dad is responsible for the death of my mom and the rest of the people around here who have died from these creatures. Do you understand that?
I swear I didn't know. I thought that they were the reason why he died and why my mom died. And that's why I don't like them, and I wanted to join you guys so I could help fight these guys. I didn't know. I promise I didn't know.
I get up and leave the office.
Okay.
I grabbed the hard drive or the microchip, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, whilst B sits in the office for a moment alone, Selena, you step out and you see Lydia kind of stood outside the office next to a now open door leading to a corridor onwards. Whilst you stand
Did I
there
hear that whole conversation?
Yeah, the door wasn't shut behind.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Paige and Law. So you guys were outside this area in the main entryway corridor with the pile of bodies and with this android strapped to a chair. What are you two doing with this person?
Unless Paige had any prompt questions to be asking the android, I'm just having a casual chit chat with them, asking if they like their job.
And meanwhile, I'm just keeping a weathered ear out to listen for anything, and I'm also suspiciously looking up at the grate in the ceiling. I don't trust it.
Okay. Paige, can you make me an observation roll? Law, the android, continues his conversation with you.
Well, I am. My programming states that I must follow my directive to continue doing maintenance. That is my role. That is what my programming says I should do. We, average Joe robots, do not have any other programming that deviates from said duties and roles, but we sometimes have issues, and there are malfunctions in some robots that cause them to go against the directives and their main tasks. But to answer your question, I neither love nor hate my duties at all. So to answer that question, maybe, but I do like basketball.
So, Paige, what did you get on that observation?
She just keeps rambling on. She's just gonna ramble with him.
No successes, and I was fine on the stress die.
Okay, cool. So, you look up at the grate, keeping a watchful eye, as you only have the one on it, checking to see if anything, as well as doing your best to listen to your surroundings and keep safe. You do listen to Law and unnamed androids conversation, but try not to pay too much attention to it whilst you try and listen around. But the moment he says he likes basketball, this is a bit fucking random. You kind of it throws you like, what? And as you turn and look, you do hear a sound. And then dropping from the vent above and the vent to the left, two large black 7-foot tall creatures drop the 30-foot down to the ground and rush towards you, Law, and the creature at speed. I will say, Paige, as you do have your weapon on you and you are in a guiding position, you can make a roll to try and shoot one of the creatures.
Yeah, I assume this time I will need another stress die.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 3 successes and a failure on one of my stress die.
Okay, so roll me a panic roll, d6 plus your stress level. First, we'll get that out of the way.
8.
8. Okay, so you fire wildly at these two creatures that are rushing at you. Which there was an increased difficulty to hit on this, just so you're aware. But you do manage to hit one as they rush at you.
I also want to call out as I see this happening. I want to yell loud enough so that they can hear me in the office. And I want to go, enemy here! Get your weapons! We don't have time!
Okay. Whilst you're saying that, because this is happening at the speed of that conversation you just had then, you hit one, and you hit one with a full blast of your smart gun, hitting it, and it rushes and drops in front of you at your feet, with a green liquid kind of splashing out of its body but not hitting you. The other one rushes towards Law and the android and dives at them. So I just need to quickly roll some dice, which I have not done all session, so please bear with me. Okay, so here's the situation. The creature dives at Law and the android with its large hands. One, it grabs the top of the android's head as it uses him as purchase to dive at Law, being the more dangerous of the two victims, not being tied down. As it does so and it uses the android as purchase, it rips the android's head off and dives at Law, arm outstretched and more gaping. It lunges at Law, face first, into Law's chest to try and knock Law to the ground. In doing so, Law, you are knocked on your back and are on the floor. The creature then, holding the head of the android, runs through the door into the foyer where Selena and Lydia, you are stood, and B, you're sat in the room. It runs at speed, turns left, and as you two are hearing over the comm what Paige is saying, this creature runs and knocks the two of you apart and runs past you through the door into the corridor that Lydia had just opened, turns a corner, and you do not see it. So you just see this large black creature barge through and just fucks off. At speed.
Oh god! Oh no! God! Shit! Lydia pulls her gun off her back and looks at B and just goes, "Get down! Do not follow me!" and just goes after it.
Okay. So I'm going to say, B, Selena, and Lydia, you do take an extra point of stress.
Yeah. I would think so.
Lydia...
Emotional damage, and now we're going to turn that to physical, probably.
Lydia, you start to barrel it down the corridor to chase this creature. Paige, after you finish telling over the comms the group what's just happened, seeing Law on the floor, you look over at Law and you see that there is a pool of blood seeping from underneath her now.
I rush over to her and I gently try to lift her head and see where the bleeding's coming from, and I go, "Stay with me. Come on, it's gone now.
Okay.
It's safe, it's safe. You just gotta stay with me.
Okay.
Keep those eyes open."
Law, what you experience is you hear a sound. This creature drops from the ceiling. These two creatures drop from the ceiling, and you see them both rush. You see Paige, with speed and accuracy, take one creature down. The other one rushes, grabs the head of the person in front of you, and in essence headbutts you in the chest, knocking you down. The moment you feel its head impact your chest, you immediately feel a second impact on your chest, and you hit the floor and you are in immense pain. Breathing is now labored. You feel immediately weak and continuing to get weaker, and after a couple moments the pain leaves, but you realize this isn't gonna end well. Paige, when you grab Law and you lift her head and you look, let's see what's happening here, you see that as you kind of lift her head and lift her upper body up a bit, you then see the red pooling on the floor through her, as there is a hole in her chest that exits at the back where her heart would be.
No. Shit. I'm so sorry.
Just kind of like, she's not making eye contact with you. She's looking straight up at the ceiling. She just like cocks a small grin. Until the end. And then you just feel her get really heavy.
Till the end. And I take my combat knife and I slit her throat just in case.
And that's where we're going to end it for this week. So,
I'm crying under my eye patch. Weird sensation.
So,
I'm already crying, dang it.
Ugh.
I was already crying, now I'm crying again. Oh god, I'm a mess.
So everyone watching,
Weep at my death.
Wow.
Well, this was a game.
Oh my god.
been a thing. It's been a day.
Emotional
yes.
damage everywhere.
Yes.
Oh man.
So everyone at home, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this saga as it continues, because it's continuing. 1 down, 4 to go. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please check our sponsors out. Links are down below in our Twitch panels, and they're always on our YouTubes for the VODs. Check out our YouTube. We post the videos after Twitch on there. Check out our Discord community for more fun games that we will run for you in the community. We do free monthly games, so if you want to try Alien, why not join our Discord, and you may be sat at a table with me or one of these other fine players, playing it for free. We provide everything you need to play, and we do it over Zoom and online and everything, as well as many other games. But before I hand over to my players to tout their wares and their social medias, again, as we said with today's situation, if you need to talk, if you need help, if you want to find resources, please reach out. We are all here and happy to talk. In our Discord, we have as well posted some links to some resources and funds that are out there. So please, join, have a look. It is there. But yeah, stay safe. And yeah, be well. But anyway, players, so we will go in reverse order. So we will start with Cynthia. Tell us who you are, where to find you and everything after this.
I am a weepy Cynthia. Thank you for that, Danny. Oh my God, Lore! No! Y'all can find me on Twitter at CynDancer or Instagram Cynthia__Marie. I actually do have a podcast called Life Action Roleplay. We're not actually on season right now, but I bring it up because we just did some deep emotional roleplay, and perhaps maybe could experience some bleed. And so the podcast actually talks about tools on how to mitigate bleed and how to have CVC. I don't like to call it PvP, I don't like to call it PvP, so person versus person, because it's never conflict between people, it's conflict between characters. So CVC, we have how to deal with that, how to deal with bleed. So if you guys want to check out the podcast that I talk about these kind of stuff with my hosts, co-host Ryan Omega and Kai Norman, please feel free to check it out because it's actually probably going to be really helpful, especially after this episode. Like, this was a lot, y'all. Shout out to Bree, who nailed that emotional moment. Thank you for going with it and channeling that inner rage. Thank you, Danny, for letting me punch an AI. I told everybody earlier I was going to punch something because today was full of rage. So y'all stay strong, you warriors. I love you. If you need to talk, I'm here.
Thank you very much. Next, we will go to Bree.
Hi guys. First, Danny, that was amazing. Also, description was insane and super scary. That was so suspenseful. I can't even. But of course, this table with all of you amazing people, just chef's kiss all the time. I am Brianna. I go by Utahime. I am a cosplayer, casual streamer on my own channel. We're gonna get back to it. I gotta move and to our new place and then get the setup going, and then we're going to be doing some variety gaming, and of course I'm up to lots of tabletop shenanigans. If you want to check out what I'm up to, follow me at Utahime Cosplay and at Brianna DeCoster on Twitter, and I am still going to have to try to get over the fact that Laura is no longer with us, because that messed me up big time. So yeah.
Wonderful. Next up, M.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking, Danny. Hi, I'm Em. You can find me Twitter and Instagram at EmilyIrv. I'm not even going to try to remember anything I'm doing. The only relevant thing is tomorrow, 2 p.m. PSD, right here on the initiative order, with the lovely Brick and others. It's going to be gay. It's going to be Greek. There will be lesbians. They will be thirsty, and there will be swords. So please be here. That's all. I gotta go cry now.
Perfect. And we are going to jump one for the moment and go to Taylor.
Hello. Ouch, my heart. I'm depressed. So you can find me on Instagram at thebarbarianbarbie. I am so happy to be here back as Lydia after I dealt with all the emotional damage that was Delta Squadron, and now here we are dealing with more emotional damage. It's a great time being your medic. I love it. So you can find me here playing Alien. You can also find me on Team Drew's Basement playing Jubilee. You can find me on Old Men Rolling Dice on the 6th of July doing Prep or Die, where I'm talking about DM stuff for once instead of player stuff. And then, yeah, I think that's all I got going on for the moment. But if you follow me on Instagram, I post everything there. I'm gonna lay in bed and cry.
Okay, and finally, Brick, before you sign off for the last time on this show, can you just let us know what Law's final thoughts were?
So I imagined in that scene, in the last kind of like moments as her life flashes before her eyes, I think it kind of goes from childhood memories to being in training with Ed, and then watching Ed kind of go off and do their thing, and finding out, you know, that they passed in that trajectory, and then that path of meeting, you know, Selena and the group, and just kind of like these last few things are just kind of playing back in her head. But I think like the very last image that kind of like shed itself on her brain before it shut off was the moment that everybody was in the ship and B was brought to everyone, and like that was the first like moment that we all were like, what the fuck is going on? And then that's what she said until the end.
Cool.
And it all shut off. Yeah, that
Nice
was
way to
great.
go.
That was great.
So
I actually
please-
got to experience my death this time.
Yes, because I did it off camera last
which is,
time.
Yeah, Ed just died in story, but no, that was great. I really enjoyed playing another mech ship mechanic. They're always really good. They're always really fun to play. And I enjoy playing with this crew. This is really fun. The Space Cadets. We named ourselves earlier. The Space Cadets. But yeah, everybody, thanks for vibing with me. Thanks for hanging out with Lore and letting me explore a new character voice. That was really fun. But yeah, I am with a Brick or Ray with 2 Ks everywhere on the interwebs. I'm playing in the Thirsty Sword Lesbians game tomorrow for the Trevor Project. Come be gay, be slay, be Greek, be a geek. Come hang out with us. And then right after it, I get to premiere a brand new character. I'm playing Teens in Space over on twitch.tv/Dungeon Hunters. I'm gonna play over with those boys, and they're exploring a new story called Tales of Orion's Belt, and it's Teens in Space. So if you want to see me play more space characters, I get to play a Western character this time, and I'm really excited. So come and hang out with us. Premiere tomorrow. That one is at so it's like an hour. PSTs always screws with me, but check out my social media. Come follow me. But yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for playing with me, and I hope you all don't die, but you probably will.
Yeah. And finally, I'm Danny. Check for traps on the socials, part of the Initiative Order team. Yeah, check out our other shows, our other games. Check out our event tomorrow. It's a full day of streaming. We have 4 games and a panel tomorrow, which are all in support of Pride and the Trevor Project. So please tune in, check out, and donate, you know, if you can. But yeah, we will catch you in the next episode when we see the continuation of this story, potentially to its conclusion. So with that, I'll see y'all later.